So the benefits of using more locally sourced foods is that money stays in your community. Um, so for every dollar you spend, it'll flip 5 times. That's sort of the national accepted number before it leaves town. So in this particular program, we'll spend $40 million on food. If I could turn $20 million back into this community, that creates jobs, creates opportunity. Money gets recycled, refiltered through here. My kids also get the benefit of eating food that was grown by their families. It shortens the distance. I get longer shelf lives. The benefits just go on and on and on. But it is critical to try to find that. Look, not every place in the country has the ability to grow food year round, but every place in the country has the ability to grow some food sometime. So take advantage of that window. People say, well, yeah, but it grows in the summer and that's summer school and no kids are around. Can it, freeze it. We served blueberry muffins in our Breakfast in the Classroom program on Thursday that came from a little farm in Millington called Harris Farm that were grown last year. We froze them, right? We didn't get to use them all, but we used them up, now. They're still local blueberries. They taste awesome. I have always made it a point when I do my farm to school programs, is I call the local Department of Agriculture, I call the local ag extension agents, whatever college is involved in that kind of stuff, and I sit down with them and I lay out my vision. My vision is, hey, I want to buy as much as we grow here locally. They know who all the farmers are, right? Because they're ag agents, right? So they'll give me the addresses, or they'll give me the contacts and say, hey, this farmer is probably into that, or this farmer is kind of not so friendly. So they'll give me a heads up, a hunting license, if you will, to go out and start having these conversations. I had this great story about this sweet potato farmer that, we had endless meetings about, having him contract crop some sweet potatoes for us to grow some. So I'm looking for sweet potatoes the size of my palm, right? Because that's a portion size. That's what works for our kids. This guy was like, "No, man, you want sweet potatoes the size of your foot because it's more sweet potato." I said, "You're missing the point. I want to sort of bring it to a targeted market, my kids." So we finally all agreed to agree. He delivered his first load of sweet potatoes, 35,000 pounds of sweet potatoes. He was like, I can't believe this is the biggest single sale I've ever made in my life. And my answer to him was, this is half of one serving for one day for one meal. And his jaw dropped and he said, so you're saying I could have put in another 5 acres of sweet potatoes and you could have bought those? And I said, yeah, that's what I told you last year. So sometimes people have to see that stuff, to get to that place. Very first thing we did was we hosted an open house farm to school meeting and invited farmers and said, here's our facility, here's what we need, here's what we're doing. Look, when I serve zucchini for one meal, for one serving, for one day, 60,000 pounds of zucchini. It's mind-boggling for a lot of people to get their heads around that. But I feed 160,000 kids a day. It's a lot of food. So we take baby steps. Our first year, I outstripped what was available here. Our second year, we had more farmers that were growing more food for us. And we'll use that up. Our third year, we'll continue to grow. But it's a step-by-step process. You just, you start with something small.